Are we live, Mr. Chuck?
We almost there, boss man. Here we come. What's up, guys? See y'all in the chat out there. What's up, Blaze?
Let's see. Join the fray.
Is it live? I'm seeing that troll rock
flyer. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, let me cut that off. There you are. Handsome. Ready to go.
There, are we good now? We did all those voices, and they weren't on there. Or were they on there? I don't know what's going on. It's too late in the year to keep up.
What's up, Kev? Maggard. Hey, Blade.
It is December 30th, 2025. We are here for Ask Me Anything. I am Stephen Chenault. Forgot what I do here. CEO of Troller Games. Whatever it is today. And behind the curtain, the wizard behind the curtain is Chuck Cumbo, doing whatever Chuck does.
I have come up with something new to surprise you with for this AMA stream that we do every week.
Oh my Lord God!
It's only once a week, only during your stream. At the beginning of the stream, before we get started, go follow that page. Before we get started, we're going to ask a question of Stephen. Stephen. The ancient Romans used these to foresee the outcome of battles. Chickens, tarot cards, or dice?
Chickens.
Answer. If the sacred chickens ate well, it was a good omen. Picky chickens meant problems. Few things of significance were undertaken without consulting the chickens first. Look at that, folks.
There you go.
I did not stump him. Wow. I really thought I would have with that one. That's pretty good.
And that's what was wrong with the Romans. They paid attention to chickens.
That's one of my Christmas gifts from my wife. She got me a whole box of weird trivia. I really did not know that. I don't remember that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. It's a funny thing about chickens because I don't know what night it was. It was the day after Christmas or 2 days after Christmas. I'd gone up to the farm hanging with Davis, and I bought some pre-cooked chicken. I guess some fried chicken, and it was in a tub or whatever it was. And I had a little bit of it. And I had a piece like at 11:30, I think, and it was just gross. So I texted. So there's this little group chat with me and Mac Golden, Chris and Todd Gray and Charlie, the old big game crew from the '80s. We still chat all the time. And I texted him and said, I'm done with chicken, guys. I'm not eating any more chicken. It's barely a meat. I'm out. I'm not doing chicken anymore. And then like 2 hours later, Charlie texted and said, what's up with chicken? What's going on with chicken? Because I did it so out of the blue. But I'm done. I'm out of the chicken environment. I'm just going to eat.
Well, you're not wrong about it. I'll eat some shredded chicken from time to time, but
I like Wendy's chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah, do you? I like Chick-fil-A's all right too, but I just can't eat like big breasts of chicken anymore. It's just too much foul for me. Foul, get it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and it's just everything's just so greasy, and I don't know what's going on.
I always knew the Colonel was a prophet. That's what Monkey said from over YouTube. Yeah, Asher, we were talking about the Roman Empire. I was doing a random trivia question with him. That's all. Look,
it's that But
yeah,
beef,
boiled chicken
comes flavored with beef. It's delicious. It's just
well, what is it they say? Well,
beef.
on my diet I'm on right now, I haven't even told you, but anyway, I'm on a special diet right now. I'm not supposed to be eating any meat right now, believe it or not, at all. Any beef?
No beef?
No beef. No chicken. Just liquid.
What's happening?
Well, I hope to be off of it by the end of Friday.
Well, hopefully it works for you. I
hope it does too.
I know that food is, foods and dieting is a very difficult thing. People always, whatever. Dieting is tough because you have to eat, right? You absolutely have to eat.
Well,
so
I'll fast from time to time, but this is because of my diverticulitis. It won't go away.
Oh, that's right.
And my choices are either go to the hospital and have them feed an IV into me for about 3 days, or change my diet for right now because the Augmentin, I've had 2 rounds of it. They said if I get another one, I could get C. diff, which you get sick from medicine. I don't want that. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to live off water. That's it. Water. That's all I need.
If you can, browbeat your brain, it's just lifestyle choice. It's just tough. It's just a tough thing to do. My sympathy goes out to everybody like a wolf along this. Dieting is easy. I've done it thousands of times.
It's no problem.
My hat's off. It is not easy. I think, I used to smoke for a while. Quitting smoking was not that hard for me because literally I was smoking one night. We were gaming. I was smoking and I had a Dr. Pepper simultaneously. And I shit you not, this is about 2 a.m. This is exactly the way it went out. I walked outside. I just opened Dr. Pepper, lit my Marlboro Reds. That's what I smoked. And I took a puff off of that cigarette and I took a drink. And that the cigarette made my Dr. Pepper taste so foul.
Oh, you got mad.
I flicked that cigarette away and I never smoked another one.
Similar. It was a love interest like you with me. I did try patches, hypnotism, all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I finally gave up on it. And then when I went through my first divorce, I had to remember which one it was. When I went through it was my second divorce. Yeah. So when I went through my second divorce, I was standing in my kitchen and I had ordered a brand new computer. He came in for Christmas. And I went in and I took my computer off and was going to look at the old one. And where I'd smoked around it all those years, it looked like something out of a mausoleum or crypt, right? It looked like this hanging. And I thought, wow, is that my lungs? But I didn't get the hint. I went on back to my normal stuff. And that same night, because my wife had just walked out on me. She had left. So I'd had one of those nights where I was going to sit around and just feel sorry for myself. I went to light a cigarette, Steve. Went to light it, and I already had one in my mouth, and there was one in the damn ashtray. And I said, all right, dude, maybe you should quit. And so I quit. And I literally, like the first couple of weeks, I had that hankering. You go outside, hit a cigarette, and then I forgot all about it. And then I never thought about it again. I don't know.
It's one of those things. But, you can't do that with food.
No.
Because you got to eat it. You gotta eat at some point, or you're just it's not going to end well.
No, you're right. There's a problem, right? Exactly. Because I told Stephanie, I said, I'll just starve. I won't eat no more food ever. Fuck it. I'll be at 50 pounds, whatever. But
I think that I don't know anything about dieting. I've tried certain things to do whatever, but I think that fasting is probably okay if you can do that. I know Davis has tried that a few times. Well, I don't know. It's a thing. But we're not here to talk about diet and exercise. I don't want to do either of those things. I really need to exercise. Yeah, that's the way, Alexandria. That's the way it happens. I mean, your brain's got to say we're done here, and you can be done. I mean, that's it. Reading my Dwarven Trace. Any chance we could get adventures involving King Vestinage or Grizzlebone, the assassin of our aliases? I would absolutely, Kevcon. I would love. And Chuck, actually, I think you brought this up a few weeks ago. Write 2 or 3 adventures for each of those setting areas. I think that would be very, very cool because there's a lot of stuff just buried in there. I'm trying to bury more and more in there, so that all of us, whenever we're playing, look, I can do this, on page 14 or whatever. But time first, it's going to be finishing those. I'm hell bent to finish Reavers. I don't know if I get it done this week. The Christmas break was disruptive. But Reavers should be done very, very soon. And then on to Dolgon's, what is it called? Dolgon's something, the mountains, the Grunlich Hole area, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to writing them all except one. And that's, I can't remember the title of it offhand, the Central Kingdoms one. Because there's so many towns, and I'm going to have to come up
with
so
serious civilization right there. Serious civilization. You can't get away with woods towns. Or whatever, or some mountain caves.
That's what I need to do. But we need to get on a stream in the next few weeks and have everyone submit 3 tavern names, and I'll take those names and put them into that book because that's the hardest part is coming up with tavern names.
That's interesting. What's funny is for everybody that's listening out there, if I have my way about it, we're going to keep him in the yoke all year writing shit all year long. That's the plan, Stephen.
That would be fantastic. Just dive in. I got a little more tax work to do. It's end of year, so we got to close out the business and all that BS. But then back to the writing table. The Dr. Pepper and the writing table.
Oh wow! So I'll leave this for when we go to the aired segment. I got something interesting I want to tell. Just deal with. I just used AI to look something up. It's pretty funny.
If you have any questions about anything we're doing here at Trollord Games, industry news, I'm hearing 6th edition news floating around. Just throw it here in the chat. We'll do our best to answer it. We'll do a crowdfunding catch up at the top of the hour, and then do an aired thing as we wrap up.
I'm sorry to hear that, Asher. Luckily, we have New Year's Day Thursday, and Steve said we could have off until next Thursday. You said, I think. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure we work New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, we don't.
Do we not?
No, we don't. No, no, we work Friday though. We work Friday.
I thought that
I know you. I might start reminding you better. I think
it's the dumbest holiday of all time.
it's the New Year. Usually, you're sending me pictures of you like trash cans being dumped out, shit being burnt.
Wait, I do that at the end of the year. I like to clean up, just throw everything away. I did that today. I was throwing so much crap away today. But I feel like in a world where we all want more comfort and more security and more all of that, whatever that is, that to begin the new year sleeping in late and watching TV all day is not the way to kick off a journey of success. I thought that we did 5 days off for Christmas, but we worked New Year's. Damn it.
Yeah. No, and you had that wrong too, technically, because that was supposed to be our choice. But you, some in your mind, you formed a static.
I did. I made it 2 days off, 2 days either side of it.
Hey, growing pains, man. That's all it is. Just growing pains.
It is what it is.
Sparky says the best rumor. Did you see that? I jumped up. Said the best rumor about 6Cs that it's essentially CNC again.
That's the way. That's the old way. I'm hearing they're going to try to blend AD&D and 5th edition. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. That they're going to try to blend these two games. I guess you could take the attribute check system from 5th edition and just drop it on top of AD&D. I don't know. I don't know. It's just all crazy.
I don't think they know really 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't have a solid plan, man. They just had an edition come out.
Yeah. Didn't D&D
2024 came out last year? Yes, that's why I don't. Yeah, how can you? I don't know how these companies can come up. It'd take us forever to come up with a plan like that. That would be crazy.
I can tell you this: even if they manage to do an AD&D clone or whatever, they're going to instantaneously complicate it. As soon as 5th edition came out and everyone was so super excited about it, I said the very thing: just give them about 2 years, they're going to complicate it, and they complicated it. And they can't. This is the hardest thing. And I work with a lot of game designers. I do not consider myself a game designer. I work with a lot of game designers. They can't stop designing. That's the problem.
Right. At some point, you need to move on to the next title, right?
Yeah, they keep adding stuff to it or taking away or making better or whatever. And that's why the CNC Player's Handbook, other than the OGL fiasco, has pretty much, that's what I was thinking about, Sparky. Davis has pretty much stayed the same for 25 years or whatever, 20 years, whatever its thing is.
Asher says it's except it won't be because our current fans want builds and class balance. I know it's going to be about sales. I thought, which that's again, I get that they need that, right?
I know the wind at Wizards of the Coast. I don't know this, but I can almost guarantee you what's happening there is they're looking at the success of so much old school material on Kickstarter, specifically Shadow Dark, Dungeon Guy, the Dungeon Hammer guy, who whatever. These guys have got role playing games all over the place.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, well, the old school is where it's at. We got to go all old school, and that's the classic pendulum of American society. We go here, and then we go here, and then we go here. When really, kind of down the middle is where you want to be. That's I've always said the vast majority of Americans are libertarians. Like 95% of us are just libertarians. We'll pay taxes, don't want to pay a lot, just leave me alone. That's really the American.
I just want to live my life. Yeah.
I just want to live my life and not have with anybody.
Alexandria, I was going to say, Alexandria says 5 point. They're calling it 5.24. I find that interesting. It was supposed to be the forever D&D, and it was. They kind of touted that, but I mean, whatever. I don't know.
We knew it wouldn't be. No one fell for that.
I don't
know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Different question from KevCon. In my mystery box I got Towers of Adventure 1 and 3. Is there a way to get volume 2?
No.
Unless I give you mine. I have one from when it came out. I found them the other day.
If you can find one on eBay. So the way that played out, we printed those locally, I believe. But regardless, every printer that we ever use, other than Digipod, I think, has a 10% overage or 10% under. If I order $5,000, they can print 10% less than that. Now they only charge us for how much they print, and then they charge us for over. Ironically, I've never had a printer print under what what we ordered.
Ironically,
Always over by a few hundred. Whatever. I don't care. We're in the business to sell books, so it's all good. So what happened there is 2 of those. I thought that box had 5 books, but it may not have. I can't remember now. That's the adventure.
I thought it was 3. But
that's the black box. Yeah, that they're
no. These are
box.
Jim Ward. They're like their books. They're soft cover. At least mine are.
Oh, is it Towers of Adventure? Is that what
yes? Towers of Adventure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's only 3. So what almost guaranteed to happen there is some of the titles had 10% over or 5% over, and some didn't. So we were left with more. Is it 5 books in the Towers?
Well, the Towers of Adventure I got's 3, but now he might have something different. I don't know what he got in the box.
The black box was definitely 5.
It's literally laying like right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to open up the files.
No, like I'm not
Well,
kidding.
you know where my black box is.
Look, I saw it yesterday. This is literally right there.
Okay, these are small. These are small little white books.
I'm not sure which one he's got.
The one they're talking about actually came in. Is actually the black box. I think it's a little black box.
Would that have been in the mystery box?
Yeah. So we had. So in that mix, we had a few of the white books left over from the black box.
Those books.
Yeah. One was Gods and Monsters of Air.
Okay, all right. I just called up the conversation. Okay, great. All right.
Yeah, there you go. But we don't have any extras, sadly, on the box.
It has. That's interesting.
That's the black one, right? I can't remember.
I mean, I have the loose ones. I don't have the actual box, so I don't know.
Yeah, we did a white box, and then later another white box that Jason Bay did, and then we did a black box, and then we did a Towers of Adventure box by Jim Ward. They're all small, so there should be 4 small boxes.
Oh, listen, I'm jealous. I should order a mystery box. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
You got one. I shipped one out for you yesterday, Chuck.
Did you? Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm excited to see what Steffi will be real pleased.
Yeah.
We literally have no room. I'm living out of tubs. She found another tub last week when she was getting out the Christmas stuff, putting some up. It says D&D on the side of it. I have no clue what's in there.
There you go.
Let's go see archives.
I've actually got all of Matt Golden's D&D stuff. He left it here.
Really?
7 years ago, when he moved out into the wilderness. It's actually got some interesting old TLG stuff in it.
You need to remind me. I'll make up a fake ad like it's being advertised on eBay or something and send it to him. That would be hilarious. Steven selling off his collection. That would be awesome. He would be like, "What?"
I do remember back. So when I started gaming with Mac, he was in high school. I was in college. He was 15 or 16, and somewhere when he was like 17, he got mad and he sold all of his D&D books.
I remember you telling me that.
And about 6 months later, he had to buy them all back again. It was really funny.
Oh, somebody got a mini and a monthly calendar. Wow. M5 says, I listened to the Daddy Roll to One podcast reviewing CNC last night. Good, solid recommendation. I laughed when he wondered why Assassins were out of alphabetical order. It's because Steve hates that class. I think we moved it back, though, didn't we, right?
No.
We didn't move it back. I thought we talked about moving it back. You left it.
I don't give a shit. It's not going in the front of the book.
I thought you were moving it back.
Kothar, Jeremy. Look what I'm reading, baby.
What are you reading? What was it? What was it you held up?
Darkest Weaves by Carl Edward.
That's good stuff. Did you read any of the Kothar stuff?
No. Dude, my stack of books. So when I get a new book, it goes on the shelf. Can you see it?
I see, yeah.
There's 2. God damn it, I can't do that.
You're doing it.
Stacks of books, and it's getting deeper and deeper. So
I think you are in a little bit of a trouble right now because I've noticed you've shown an awful lot of titles off lately.
Yeah, I gotta pick up the game.
Ratchet back. Well, I read like a lot while I was at. I read almost all those Kothar novels. They're not long. They're just fun, you know.
I got involved as a very lengthy history of Jim McDonald, who was huge in the UFO movement in the 60s, and then another crash site book on UFOs. And the second one was very interesting because it was written by an Italian and a French person who wrote in English. So it was real good.
Really?
Read well.
Huh.
but you could tell they didn't completely understand some of the idioms. Some of the idioms would be just off. It was really
Right,
kind of
yeah.
interesting to read.
Did you watch that movie? I started to watch it the other night. The one I sent you the link about, it's about the movie where they're talking about all the people, all the stuff on the files and stuff, where they hold them accountable or whatever.
No, I didn't see that.
You had to have seen that link to that. Oh my God, it's perfect for you. It's literally talking about.
Send
It's
it again.
brand new. I can't think of what it's called now. Damn it.
Hey, text me, Jeremy, because I forgot all about that. I gotta drop that in get onto eBay and track that sucker down. Jeremy has recommended like 4 books or 3 books.
Yeah, I've been keeping a list now. Jeremy, just send it to me too.
Yeah, they've all been good. So Jeremy's been spot on. He's already kind of figured out that I like weird shit. So I like weird shit.
Okay, so it's called.
How's it going, David? How's it going, man? Don't we have a flayed gate coming from you soon? I think for the Codex of the Plains. Looking forward to seeing the final on that. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, it's called The Age of Disclosure, Stephen. It just came out. You need to watch that.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. Kathy and I did watch it.
I thought you saw it. Was it good?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I thought you meant there was like a movie like.
Well, that's coming next year by Steven Spielberg, or this year. It's called Disclosure Day.
Go back and watch.
It's all about his conspiracy thing.
Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind or whatever.
Oh yeah, he'll probably tie that to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet he will. I need to watch that again. It's been a while, man. I used to love that.
Sorry to hear that, David, but good you're working on it now.
Oh yeah. Let me give you a shout out, David. And Steve, I think it's probably time for us to do what little bit of updates
top of the hour stuff
we have going on here. Yeah.
We're going to do this real quick because there's no.
And I've got a question from Lando. He asked earlier. I'll throw at you more.
I don't even know. Weird messages from Kickstarter. Okay, I don't know. From a campaign that's like 10 years old. I swear to God.
I know. I was going to talk to you about that too, actually, because
KevCon, absolutely, absolutely, we do that. I'm actually been thinking of talking to Monica about somehow getting up on their website.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, just what we're reading and stuff. I think it'd be very, very cool. And
cool.
I don't know what triggered about 2 weeks ago. I read a lot normally, but I watch a lot of TV and a lot of movies. I love TV and movies. But about 2 weeks ago, I just want to read all the time, and I don't know what it is. I'm reading just all manner of stuff. I saw that somebody asked if that's a picture of Davis on the wall. No, this is a picture of Tim Burns,
the man.
Many of you know Tim. He worked here for many years. Tim crossed the bar back in August and is no longer with us. So when we had a memorial of him, he really hated pictures of himself. He really hated people doing anything to celebrate him. So my wife was so angry at him for crossing the bar. We had a big picture of him and had a big memorial. So just to taunt him from the beyond. So Tim will come haunt her if he hadn't already begun. I'm quite sure. Yeah, Jeremy, it was a rough August and losing Tim like we did. In fact, I think Tim is the one who hired Jeremy. Tim hired Grace. Tim hired Chuck. So a lot of folks here. Yeah. But anyway, so I couldn't get rid of the picture, and he would be. If he walked, he would throw that picture away so fast.
Oh, he would be like, "What is this shit?" Oh, totally. He'd be all over. Yes, but I do think KevCon.
Thank you, GB. Do what?
I was going to tie in what KevCon said. We should probably let's talk about. We ought to try to come up with a way to have like a book club, dude, or something. That would be really cool.
That is a fantastic.
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to come up.
That is a really cool idea.
And funnel it through the blog or somewhere or something. We need to think on that for sure. Coop, what is that, buddy?
All UFO books, so that everybody has to. No. All right, let me do a quick skinny on all of this stuff. I see. Apparently, at some point, I said a swear in the comments of one of those strangers Tim messaged me. I just put the couch me. He policed it really well. He policed me too. He was very good about that. Tim was good, people. He was one of those guys that. He wanted to be mean, but he just wasn't mean. So he was always helping people, constantly helping people. He was just a good guy. But he did like to. I've seen him be mean, but he did like to be mean. Have you read any of Jim Marr's books? I have not. GB, a Discord channel for the book club. It's a great idea. All right, so I'm gonna do a really quick skinny on these whatever we're doing crowdfundings. I will start with GFW. So Nation Builder's done. That's over. We got the final edits on on the second one, World Builder. We've renamed it the Essential Things. That's done. So we should have the Pantheons book done here pretty soon as well, laid out. So we're rapidly closing out. I think all of these books will be done by the end of January, then immediately off to printers. So I'm expecting that thing to be done in the first quarter. Castle Zagig, they are barreling through the reforging process. I suspect it'll be done in the next couple of weeks. We're repurposing maps from the original one. They're just too good. They're excellent maps, and they don't have all of the flair and the 3D whatever, but they're extraordinarily practical. And that's what Castle Zagig is going to need. It's not going to need a bunch of confusion about what's here and there. It's too big for that mess. So we're going to keep those maps. So the maps are done. I will send an update out tomorrow. Svetlana sent over a huge number of the Garum finished, Yigsburg finished. So Zagig is rapidly coming to an end, which is fantastic. I hope by February it too is shaped up and almost print ready. It'll probably be March before it's print ready, to be honest with you. The Adventures Backpack, all the proofs have been approved. It is now in the printing process. The companion book is laid out. I need to do a review. I know that Peter sent it to me and I lost it. And then Rune Lore starting tomorrow. As soon as I'm done with the tax stuff, blah, blah, taxes. I will be working on the first, even though apparently I gave all the trolls off. So then Rune Lore is really just taking the old Rune Lore, cleaning it up, and reforging it, and then it'll be print ready as well, and that'll be a soft cover. So that Kickstarter should be done, and then we're going to be launching this spellbook Kickstarter around the 15th. I really don't know. We haven't pinpointed the date. It's going to be right around that time frame. I think Goodman Games is launching something on the same day or some shit. So we'll do it a couple of days after, a couple of days before. I don't know what we're going to do. I got to get with Joe and kind of iron out what's best for him and what's best for Trollworld. Joe and I go way back. We're very good friends, so we try to dance together when we can. Yeah, so that's it. I think that's all of the Kickstarters.
Did you? Orlando asked about Codex of the Plains. Where's it at? You might have answered that. I don't know.
So Codex of the Plains, what I've started doing, David North, I think he's in the chat here. He's already started doing art for it. I'm getting art done as I write it. Now I put that on the back burner so that I can finish these aired companion books, the expansion books, which I should have done. I've only got like 5 left to do, I think. So it's moving pretty quick. It might be 6, but it's not many because I'm almost done with the Reavers, and then might be 6. I'm not sure, but it's not many.
Don't forget, at least one adventure per DLC release. You have to give us
that. Will come later. And I've decided I'm going to do another Air expansion book outside of these. It's not going to be terrain. It's going to be the races of Air, dwarves, elves, blah, blah, blah. And detail things like burial practices, marriages, stuff like that. Just get
some
more
historical
content.
stuff, cultural stuff.
Yeah, things like that.
For example, I would love in the Include stuff, I'd want to get with you on that eventually, but I'd love to be able to show the disparity between the Include and the Naid for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Something like that. I think that would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Coop, I think I was hoping today, but I kept giving Chuck different tasks to do. Probably tomorrow we will ship out the backer kit, whatever, to pay shipping, get your address and all that done for the Adventures Backpack. Here in the States, $5, $7, $8, about $8. It's gonna be about $8.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that too. Okay, yeah.
So we'll get that done very, very, very soon.
And Coop, I will message you back on Facebook, buddy. I got you.
So that's the roundup. Do we need to dive into air? Do we got some more questions? What will that be in the Codex?
Castle Zagig.
Chaos creatures. So the Codex of the Plains, that's actually one of the things I'm struggling with, KevCon. It's not going to have. Originally, it was going to have no monsters in it whatsoever. It was going to have a brief section on what dwells on each plane. I'm trying to make each entry very, very playable, extremely playable. So for each one, the first thing you'll open up is a table that gives you a kind of the cliff notes of everything that's in this chapter. It'll tell you the gates that lead to the abyss, how time works on the Abyss, how magic works on the Abyss,
Oh,
all
that's
of
nice.
those things.
That's nice.
So that if you just, because the problem with plane travel, as we all know, that you, at the beginning of the session they can be on the Abyss, and then 45 minutes later they can be, in Gehenna, and now you've got to completely change your terrain, your everything changes. So I wanted a very, very quick cliff notes.
That's
so
excellent.
That
That's
you
excellent.
make that jump, and then each one is expanded. Each of those cliff notes is expanded. 2 or 3, 4 paragraphs explain how it works. Blah blah blah, all that bullshit. And in the monster section, what I'm doing, and I think it's called Denizens of the Plain. I'm just kind of giving brief descriptions of the types of monsters that dwell there. I really haven't statted them out. I may end up statting them out. I don't know. I haven't decided, because the end game was, and this was supposed to all be out by now, sans the OGL crisis. There's going to be a monster book of the Codex of the Plains. So when you look at the Mythos series, it begins with the Codex of the Plains, and then it has the Codex Nordica and the Codex Slavorum and the Codex Egyptium and all of those, and then it ends with Monsters of the Plains. And that monster book would have all the monsters from these settings and the monsters that go in the Codex of the Plains. Kind of an encyclopedic set of content, with Gods and Legends also kicking the thing off. So I don't know where all of that is at the moment. I really need to get, and I'm working very hard to get expansions done, then Alstrad and Codex of the Plains, and then we dive back into Mythos. 2026 is going to be a lot of plane travel, unless Wizards of the Coast comes in and wrecks our shit again. And we have to do something goofy, but which we won't, because we own it all now.
Huh. Hey, Bedford. Good evening to you. That is interesting, man. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you about that. That's interesting. I do have some thoughts on that. That's good. I like
Jeremy, before you do that, I need dinosaurs. We need dinosaurs.
Yeah. Are you still wanting to do that? You want to do it now?
I want dinosaurs and megafauna, and I know that Jeremy's got it. He feels it's going to be very challenging to make the dinosaurs.
No, it's not
different, and we're just going to have to get really clever with it. We're going to have to get really, really clever with it. Thank you for the tiers there.
Oh, hey, Savage! Thanks for the subs.
Very much appreciate Savage.
Thank
you, and happy New Year to everybody.
Andrea Griana has a question. Are we getting a novel, Gods of Legends, and then a Reforged Classicum? I thought y'all were splitting Classicum into 2 books, one for Roman, one for Greek.
Yes, that will be split. As soon as this holiday is over, I'm going to sit down with Finn, who's heading that up. He's got one book done, and the other book I think is done as well for Finland, and then we can get on top of these things. I'm confident with the Adventurer's Backpack overhaul, Player's Handbook overhaul, Monster CKG and GFW and Castle Zagging well under works and under control. I'm confident that this coming year we'll be able to refocus to a lot of this other stuff.
Yeah. No problem, Bedford. I think I saw that in emails earlier this week.
Except Jeremy, the Allosaurus is just cool, man.
So Coop's got an interesting. How about a blanket with the new flag released on YouTube today?
That would be cool.
You want me to look into it? You want me to look for a flag?
Look into it, but it's got to be made in America.
Oh, I know. And we know Dakota doesn't have time, so,
I do have a loom upstairs.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We should get a picture of him on that thing, dude. That would be hilarious. We never stop here at TLG. We train for all, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we better dive into air while we got a little bit of time left here. Let me switch over to today. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things in aired. My mother-in-law. No, wait, my ex-mother-in-law. What? No, the Mogrel. That was a slip of the tongue. My bad.
So the Mogrel are these monstrous, I call them devils. They're really just monsters. What are they? We'll just call them devils for lack of a better word. But Unklar created the Mogrel in Clarlic, the pits of woe. He used Dolgon, the greatest smith that Aird has ever known, to help him forge these demons. And he spilled these devils, and he spilled pieces of himself into these Mogrel. And 24 of these creatures were made, and they're just huge, very powerful, ridiculously loyal to Unklar, and they became his primary servants to not only keep his enemies at bay, but also to keep his allies under control as well. The other devil, archdevils, and the other creatures like that. In the Winter Dark Wars, they serve all kinds of purposes during the Winter Dark. I think they come around the year 300. But during the Winter Dark Wars, they fight the Council of Light. It looks like 3 times. I think I said last time 2 times, but it looked like 3 battles with the Council of Light, and 3 characters minimally were killed by the Mogul, and that particular Mogul never died. Do watch it.
I just got a question for you about the Mogul. Now, isn't that true? Could you not say, from my reading up on the Mogul last week, that I completely forgot about, but isn't it true, or at least I got sort of the feeling that it was also a little bit of a pride thing going on with the All-Father creating the heavens and then Orndul over here doing his thing. So Unklar's like, well, I'm going to fucking make something. You know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah, for sure. So Unklar, when he gets there, so Unklar, I always like to he's like a child in so many respects, because he spends the eons in the Undeep, and he's just, by himself, doesn't know anything about anything. He's completely clueless about all of the struggles in Erd until Trigel the Wizard actually connects with him. And then, of course, Unklar is ridiculously powerful, immediately knows everything that the Wizard knows. And the Wizard knows this. The Wizard knows that he's been compromised. I mean, instantaneously, and he tries to break and sever the ties. It doesn't work, of course. And then that's actually not true. I told that completely wrong. Trigel doesn't know that till later, because Unklar clouds his vision so that he can trick Trigel into bringing him to Erd, because Trigel never would have done that had he known what was going to come of it. So, but when Unklar gets there, and then once he knows everything that's happened before, the Allfather, the story, the Andanuth, all of this stuff, he definitely wants to do the same thing. He thinks that he's the Allfather's first creation, which he, in many respects, is. He's a foul thought of the Allfather's at the very beginning.
Not really.
It
wasn't the Allfather's thing to create, but it was created through his thought.
He just had a thought, and it manifested, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other gods later are like, this thought's horrible. We got to get rid of this thing. Drives it into the Undeeps, and there it stays forever. So when he's on Erd, he's trying to mimic everything specifically that Orndul has done, because Orndul rules the world for several hundred years or several thousand years and creates all kinds of stuff. So Unklar's like, I got to one up, the Red God.
Right.
And that's what he does. And
that was the feeling I got from it anyways, when I read it.
Yeah. And you're dead on. The Mogul are probably the greatest creatures that any of the Val Ericun created, the most powerful. And it's one of the odd footnotes to what I created in the game. So as any seasoned CK and DM knows, you can adjust monsters as you play, right? So, and I didn't have to do this. Their earlier Mogul were almost impossible to defeat. I think they were like 15th level when they attacked them. The whole
they're badass, man. Yeah.
And they couldn't take them. And all of this, the notes are just notes on my page and whatnot.
Sure.
And the Mogul partially comes into play because is it the Pit Fiend? They were cutting through the Pit Fiends so easily. I needed something that was bigger.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the Mogul sort of in the lexicon of creation. But so the hammer fucked the party several times, and the characters are. I know twice. I remember now. Talked a little about it. Twice they fought the Mogul. The first 2 times they got defeated. They were just defeated and they couldn't take them. And the third time they fared much better. But when I wrote them for the Monsters and Treasures of Erd, I've never felt like they're powerful enough. I've always felt like they just needed more. And they're pretty stout in the Codex of Erd. They're pretty stout.
Yeah, that group of mine here at the house, we took it to hiatus during Crusades right now, but when we go back, they're going to be going into Offstrag, and I cannot wait to unleash those things on them. I cannot wait. Nice. It's going to be good. Yeah, I've left them out of normal play because they're, like you said, there's just 12 of them, so it's like
there's 20. There's 24, and I think 2 have been killed.
Right. So it's almost. I mean, you have to treat them like demigods in a way, sort of.
You really do. It was really funny. The last time I used them, the young guys game, the Sunday game, they went into Alfstrag. They got into Alfstrag secretly up into the 21st level or something. They were trying to get to Coburg as quick. They're trying to rescue someone Coburg had. And then they end up in the throne room and encounter Coburg. And while they're talking to him, and of course, Coburg, for those of you who don't know, he rules in Alfstrag now. Alfstrag is a 21 level tower that Unklar, the Horned God, ruled in. And Coburg rules like 2 levels or something.
There's a picture of it on the screen there.
they're negotiating with Coburg, and Coburg's a coward. If you ever play him at the table, the dude's a coward. He doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to do any of that crap. But what he was doing is he was biding time because one of his allies is a Mogul from the old world. And when that Mogul kicked the door open and starts to enter the throne room where the mirrored throne and Coburg sit, and the party scattered. They scattered so fast that they did not even bother for a moment to consider engaging and fighting this Mogul. It was really funny,
Right.
which is kind of where you want with that type of creature, right? You want that creature to be so tough that characters are reluctant to go up against it because they might get killed.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I love that
Yes,
picture of
dude, there you
Offstrag.
go.
I never get tired of looking at that picture of Offstrag.
That huge tower.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it is.
I want to get one made to take to cons and do a tower of Offstrag. We're running people through it, for survival or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
That would be very, very cool.
That'd be great. Starting
Kevcon, yes, they are immortal for sure. Bifford, you never know, man. Maybe a Mogul's going to hump your leg. It's hard to say.
So to tag team with Kevcon. So if they're immortal, the two that were killed, they just dissipate back to wherever their plane is.
Yeah, well, their souls are banished into Alstrag. They're stuck in Alstrag forever.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then they're just going to reform and come back. But I shouldn't say they're immortal. That you can't kill them. You can kill them, but they're ageless. That's a better way of putting it. They're ageless. They can never die. They've got the power of really the Allfathers in them through the Unglar. But you can kill it. You can kill a Mogul, but its soul goes back into Alstrag.
And does it reform eventually?
Eventually,
you could do something with that. Maybe they don't, and maybe that's an adventure for high level where they go into Offstrag to get those things. Some bad dude to bring them back so they can serve him.
Yeah, there you go. And there you go. And it is actually one of the reasons I don't detail a lot of that, but stuff like that I do want to detail to some degree. And the reason this cropped into my mind is because of you guys in the last Monday game that TLG's running on here on Twitch. Grace and Davis and you, Chuck, wanted to bury the halflings. And I thought, I've never really given much thought to what the burial customs are for halflings. So when you guys were asking, I just had to kind of spitball something. But it would be kind of cool for role-playing purposes when you guys are at your table and you're playing in the world of Arid and the halfling gets killed, you know how to bury the halfling, right?
That's kind of
That
cool.
would be kind of
I've never even. Yeah. That's really cool, actually. Because you go through those games burying people, I guess. I might never really thought about my players. Have they never buried anyone all these years? My God.
Yeah.
There must be cadavers everywhere just laying around,
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and if you remember when your character got killed on the riverbank, I was like, are you guys just going to leave him
I
there?
remember you asking. Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, we're leaving him. I'm like, well, he's your friend. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Oh, that's a really good question from KevCon. And Wolf, I totally get the alien reference. Absolutely. They have the language of creation. Did Moguls create any other monsters besides Charon fiends?
I don't think they created anything.
I don't think they made those fiends either. I think that was.
They may have created the Charon fiends, but I don't think they did. Is it in the book? That does not sound familiar, but it's possible. But no. So the Mogul really are just servants of Unglar, and their primary focus is to help Unglar in all of his deeds. Anything Unglar asks. And then when Unglar is banished, the Mogul are actually lost. They don't know what to do because their master's gone. Some of them are more intelligent and more motivated than others. I know that there's one in the throne room. There's one in Clarglich, which is this dwarven keep that was ruined. There's a third one there's another one in a dungeon somewhere. That I don't think I put any in any of the published content. Just in the game context. Oh, very good. I had completely forgotten KevCon. That's very interesting. I'd have to reread this Charon Fiend.
I was sitting here looking at Codex Infernum right now, going to look it up and see if it was in there.
Yeah, the Charon Fiend should be in the Monsters and Treasures of Arid, because I think that is the...
I got it right here. C, right? Yeah.
Dragons.
Oh, right here it is. Magical Beast. The Magical Beast. Interesting. Not a fan.
I was thinking of the Lesser Chimera.
Yeah, I guess it's pronounced Charon. Charon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, it goes to
They serve them as hunting dogs. I'd completely forgotten that.
That is nuts, dude.
Do what?
I said, that's crazy. That's more good shit to put in an adventure. Think about
Yeah,
it.
it's even more. And I had mixed that up with there's a hound, there's a creature that dwells on the before the doorstep upon the portico of the Aragon Den before Alstrag. And I was thinking that was the pet of the Mogul, but you're right. The Charon Fiend is one of these creatures that they use. So during the Winter Dark Wars, the Mogul are really mobilized. So in the first like 2 or 3 years of the game, it was just the Council of Light, but they worked really hard. Chris and Todd and Charlie and Mac, they worked really hard to get allies all over the place. And as soon as these allies start cropping up and start fighting, that's when Unclar's stuff begins to unravel because he's not just fighting the Council of Light. He's now fighting suddenly everybody.
I mean, they had kingdoms in the east or west rising up.
Yes,
right? If I remember
all over the place. So the Mogul become his chief lieutenants to go out and individually kill people. And that's that's how the party got annihilated. Most of them I'm pretty sure it was in the Darkenfall. When one of the Mogul attacked, killed Luther, Dolgon, Sativa. I think that's it. I think that's the only. And then it left. I know it wasn't. I remember it wasn't the Darkenfall. And then it left because Mac actually couldn't make the game, so they were down the 21st level wizard or whatever the hell level Mac was at that point, which left him in a bind. Interestingly enough, Mac, because the spell resistance is so high on the Mogul, he would fight anything around the Mogul, but he avoided direct confrontation because it was just tough for him to do anything.
What's the SR on that thing? I'm looking at. Oh, that's pretty high. 12's pretty damn high, man.
Yeah, it's pretty stout. I mean, it's you got.
I mean, that's more than 50%.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, Mac was thinking that in his brain. I've got like a 40% chance.
He always tried. I've never run anyone that had command of spells like Mac did. And what's cool about this, I've said this before, and the reason that he did, of course, keep in mind that we played AD&D and then Castles and Crusades. And Castles and Crusades, we wanted it to feel and be like AD&D, so the spells were renamed, but essentially ran the same. Mm-hmm. The Mac started playing Aristobulus back in 1986 as a first level. It would take about a year and a half for them of game, and we games 2 to 3 times a week for them to gain a level. Okay, so he had to use, and I was very stingy with magic and magic items and any of that stuff. So he would use the same 3 or 4 or 5 spells for a year, and then he would get a few more. And so he would use them so often over and over again that by the time we had been doing this for 10 years, his command of spells was biblical. He knew what they all did, how they could act, how he could push them. It made spell duels with Mac Golden ridiculously difficult on my end because I didn't know. I didn't play spellcasters so much. It made it very, very difficult as a sequence. It was very cool.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Let's see. There was one. Soulful Samurai said for halflings, maybe when you bury them, always include flowers. Maybe plant them in a garden or something.
That's kind of cool. Carry seed just to bury themselves. That's very cool. Yeah, I like stuff like that. And that's and each of these peoples would have their own, different practices that they're going to do.
Yeah.
One way or the other. And it can easily involve magic. It doesn't not. This is a world that has magic in it, right? So all kinds of stuff.
Totally. Well, I have some bad news. It's time to go.
Wait, interesting. So Kevcon says they mastered the act of creation and populate their realms with creatures of their own imagined. That's very, very interesting. I honestly don't remember
21.
I remember the Mogul being just very, very self-contained. But that's going to be something that comes later after Unclar. It makes perfect sense. Once Unclar is gone, they hide themselves. They're trying to do whatever it is that they're doing.
Stephen, that could be insane. Do you think about it? There could even be like a little war going on between them and stuff over power and stuff because they no longer have a master.
But yeah, that certainly would be the case, right? Because that's the big thing about Alstrag. There's like 6 or 7 different power bases that are fighting each other. Right. And the coolest thing that I love the most about Alstrag is Coburg, who owns the throne room, doesn't want Unclar to come back. Now, that Mogul who works with Coburg does not know that. But Coburg, the last thing Coburg wants is Unclar to come back. The first thing that Mogul wants is for Unclar to come back.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's just like most of the servants. They all want him to come back. Lobane, their shelter. I mean, I've literally been planning Lobane troops in the jungles of Inclunade trapped there. There's no way to get back up north. Unclar's gone. They're trapped with priests and all sorts of servants and all kinds of stuff. And I'm starting to create like these little camps where they've sort of fortified, right?
Cool.
You know what I mean? And they still, every morning, they're getting up and they're doing their morning calls to Unclar and all that stuff, you know?
That's the way it should be, right?
Right.
Just in the void. Sparky, it will. Keep dropping those seeds, man. That's the best games I've ever done, is when you just drop seeds and then a year later someone finally does something and the whole thing kind of pops up.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic, KevCon. I have to tell you, he's working on a spellbook cover now, but I'm very anxious for Jason to finish the Castle Zagig covers so we can get them back onto core TLG products,
right?
CNC products. That would be very, very nice. You know,
it'd be really cool. Well, we were just talking about that. We didn't have enough art for it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great,
very,
man.
very cool.
Let's see. There was one other thing. Oh, I wanted to say something to Rick Loveday. Hey, Rick, good to see you out there. I tried. I got your. I think I got a message or an email from you about something at the store a while back. I did try to reach out to you. Reach back out to him if you still need some help. I just wanted to throw that out there because I saw him in the chat real quick. That's all.
I think it is, Sparky. I think it is, I really do. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm anxious. I'm ready to get on it.
Plus, I got.
What'd you get?
Salt and pepper shakers.
Oh, look at that, dude! Cool. That's awesome. I didn't know if he's going to pull out like another set of dice or something. I didn't know.
Yeah. All right, we do got to go. I see we are over time. We got.
Thank you, Odd One. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. And you all have a safe and happy New Year. Grace is off, so we won't be on tomorrow.
No, I'll be on Friday with my stream.
That's right. So next will be the 1st of January, or 2nd of January.
It will be. We'll have a New Year's stream on Friday. That'll be great. I'll give away some good stuff. Let's see. Where was I? I lost what I was doing here. Oh, here we go. I'm going to read this out, Steve. I'm going to read this over to Bella's channel. She's doing some sort of, I don't know, some kind of thing, but I figured it'd be good to give a raid in to help support her. You know.
That's what people say about the trollers. They're doing some kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. All right, we'll get over and we'll raid into her. Again, thanks everybody and Happy New Year as well. I hope you guys have a really good rest of your week. And we'll catch you Friday if you can come by my morning stream. And we'll do that stuff. All right. Anyways, we're out. Peace.
Take it easy, everybody.
See you guys.